Welcome to In the Zone, your mental strength and endurance podcast, presented by Maayke, sports psychologist,
Hi, everybody.
and myself, Thierry, endurance sports coach. So today we're going to have a slightly different episode, more of a Christmas theme episode, as that's the season. And yeah, just going to be on a lighter touch and just so that you guys get to know ourselves a little bit better. We're going to talk a little bit about what we do, what's our plan, what do we like to eat during Christmas, what's our family traditions, things like that. So just a bit of a random show, but maybe a bit more personal as well. So you get to know us. Maayke, how's it going?
Yeah, good. Good. Has
Y-
been super busy the last few days, but
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to the holiday.
yeah, absolutely. And what are your plans?
So we're taking 2 weeks off to rest, and we'll have the first week at home here in Copa, and then we'll probably have 1 week in the mountains.
Where do you go in the
We
mountains?
are always going to. We have a chalet in the Val d'Illet, close to
Ah,
Champéry. So we
nice.
have the beautiful skiing resort there, the Porte du Soleil.
Port du Soleil, yeah.
Yeah, but we don't know yet if it's open or if it will stay open. So it's all very
Yeah.
unsure. Yeah.
So the Port du Soleil, for those who don't know, I guess, is the one that links to France, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
It's very big. It
So
goes
huge.
from it's going from Champéry, Valdillet, Creuset, Châtel, Morzine, Morgin. Voilà.
Yeah.
Well,
And
we
it's only
forget.
what, an hour and a half, 2 hours from Geneva, maybe 2 hours
Yes, it's
drive.
very close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very close. It's 1 hour and 15 minutes to center of Champéry.
Hmm.
So it's fantastic. Yeah.
Cool. And so you'll stay there
For a week.
for just
Yeah.
at
Yes.
Christmas
Yes.
Day, Christmas Eve.
No. We'll stay for Christmas here,
Okay.
and
Ah,
then
yeah. Mhm.
after Christmas we'll go there,
Does
and
it
maybe
get
we'll go also to Saint Luc for a few days.
Saint-Luc? Yeah,
Yes.
nice. I heard of that as
Yeah,
well.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And does it get busy as well during that period, or?
I think this time it's going to be very, very busy
Mm,
because, well, the skiing possibilities are very limited. So people will
yeah.
probably all go there. But yesterday I read that they will have limitations every day. So they have only a limited amount of people that
People. Yeah.
they allow to go and buy day passes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, it's a bit of a funny time for skiing. We're also going to the mountains, and you just don't know if there's going to be anybody or a lot of people. You
Yeah.
know, it's going to be either nobody or a lot,
Yes.
and it's a bit of a strange one. When we booked our holiday, I really thought there would be no one at all because obviously not many Brits will travel. Um, People probably just stay a bit more local. But now that France is closed, Germany's closed, Italy's closed, they seem to be all coming to Switzerland. I don't know. Are they going to come all to Switzerland? I don't know. We'll see.
Well, let's see. The other day, it was last weekend, I went up to the Col de la Fossie
Hmm.
just to do a small ski touring. And I was really shocked by the amount of people.
Really?
Yeah, yes, it was completely full,
But
full.
skiing? Or you can ski La Fossie? Ah,
Yeah,
it's a
but
small one.
everything is closed. So what happened? It was really funny. Everything, it was just full, like a normal skiing day. So I would say that 30% of the people are going there for sledging, so
Hmm.
with their kids. Then 30% of the people were going ski rondo, so
Okay.
with tour skiing. So I would say buy some actions in the in the ski touring business because
Yeah.
it's definitely
Yeah, or
going to change.
get some skis now because
Yes.
otherwise it's gonna.
And then 30% of the people were just walking up with their normal ski boots,
Hmm.
no matter what. They just wanted to do
Wow.
one run, including kids. It didn't matter.
But the pistes were done. They were ready.
Yes, they were
Oh.
prepared. So that's really interesting. I don't know
So they
what.
prepared the piste,
Yes,
but there's no lift to take
no
you up.
lift. No, no.
Okay. Well,
Very special situation.
but the thing is, you could actually, it's not recommended, but at La Fossie, I guess you could drive up and you could have a taxi guy bringing you up and down
Yeah.
because you have a road.
Yes, that's true. But it's only
Wow.
250 meters, so
Yeah.
the dénivelé is not
Ah,
that
yeah,
much.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So we are going to Wengen. Wengen is a kind of a traditional Swiss resort, let's say, an old school one. It is where, if you don't, if I don't know if you know or not, but they have the super famous downhill ski race there.
Yes.
So it's the Lauberhorn,
Yes.
and it's just absolutely I mean, I love watching this race.
Yes.
Have you seen it live or
Not
not?
live, no,
Okay,
no.
I
But I
I
see
got a little
clips.
clip here, and I thought we could watch it, but it's just it's so good. Watch it. So if you guys go on YouTube and look for Wengen downhill race, and the Swiss guy Beat Feuz, he won it 3 times, I think.
Uh-huh.
He won it this year, and just unbelievable. I mean, the speed they go at, it's nuts.
Yes.
And they have to go through a little tunnel and then
Yes.
through some trees. It's a very different downhill race than the others, and quite a, I mean, yeah, very very tricky one. But they get to 150 kilometers an hour or whatever. It's just it's unbelievable. But I've never been there in the winter. We were there in September for a few days. Like we did some randonnée, some
Mm-hmm.
hiking and things like that, and we just wanted to go back for Christmas. And it's the first time we actually go somewhere for Christmas, really, with my family. Normally we do it here, but we thought that, I mean, to do a bit differently. My parents are getting a bit older, and I thought that's be a nice present to go to the mountains with them, and they have a bit less work to do because we normally go to their house, and so they have to do well. They do a lot of the work, the cooking, and things like that. So although we help, but my mom always ends up doing quite a lot. And so this time we thought, okay, let's go to a hotel. And we none of us really took a holiday this year, so it would be at least that. So very lucky to be going to this part of Switzerland. It's really beautiful. You've got you got the Jungfrau, you got Eiger, all there. It's just a really really nice. Wengen is quite small actually. It's not, you have to go there with a train, so you can't actually drive up, which is going to make the logistics a little bit difficult because you have 2 kids, my parents, and a dog, and the two of us. So with the skis, the boots, you have to park the car. The station is very well done, and the train station is just above the car park. But then you go in this super small train, and it takes you up to Wengen. And yeah, so and luckily the hotel is only, I don't know, 100 meters away from the train station, so that's great. But yeah, the logistics is going to be
Yes. Yeah.
a bit tricky.
Challenging.
Yeah, and then yeah, there's no way I can take like ski de fond or things like that because it's just going to be, I can't take like too many pairs of ski. I don't even know if we're going to be able to ski. So
No. Let's see.
they might close last minute, and but yes, that's the plan really. Wengen. I mean, it's I look forward to it. I mean, I'm not a very big skier, but it'll be really cool to ski on that same slope as the pros, and
Mhm.
really, obviously you're not going to go that same speed, but just to experience what
Yes.
it's like,
Yes.
and
Yes.
yeah, so that's it. And so here's a few of the random topics we're going to go through. um Maike, do you have any family traditions? Like something that you do? Obviously, you're from Holland. What do you guys do in Holland for Christmas normally? What's
Oh,
the a Dutch tradition? You have Saint Nicholas, right?
yeah, but that's
Who's that guy?
Sinterklaas. So
Sinterklaas.
that's 5th of December.
But
That's
so he's not
really,
Father
really.
Christmas.
No,
He's a
no, no,
different
no.
guy.
He's a different
He
guy.
brings other presents.
He brings other presents,
Okay.
so we're actually quite spoiled.
Yeah.
Because you're
Comes
lucky you
twice.
get. He comes twice, but that party we've had
Okay,
two
that's
two
early.
weeks ago.
Okay, that's early
Early
December.
December,
Okay.
5th of December. It's
Yeah.
really a children's party, but it's
Yeah.
we take it very serious. And the adults, the part where the adult comes in is where we make bricolage. So
Okay.
we create all sorts of stuff for each other,
Hmm.
which then represents something the other likes or a hobby, or to make fun of the other person. And we also work with poems, so there's a
Oh.
lot of effort being done to prepare that party. And then by the time we've cleaned that up, we are ready for
Yeah.
Christmas. But I don't think there is really, I think every family has its own
Yeah.
traditions, or every friend circle has its own traditions. We do not have, I mean, what we often, we just, really take the time to rest
Hmm.
and be home.
So people take holidays normally. They do
Yeah,
take the holiday, or
yes,
they
yes,
keep on
yes.
working.
Yeah, well, some, I mean, that's really, I cannot say
No, but I mean,
how
yeah,
much people,
yeah,
yeah, but I think it's 50-50.
yeah.
So some people really work until the 24th evening, and others take the days before off. But I think the it's just a few days where you are together with your family or the people who are important for you, and that's the traditional part. or that's what makes it special.
But they also go skiing somewhere. No, there's a
Yes,
lot of people going
yes,
for
yes.
yeah,
Many
not
people,
in
I mean,
Holland, but
who can afford it.
you do this ice skating. Have you done this ice
Yes,
skating on
yes, of
the
course,
canal?
a lot. Yes, yes. But at this many,
N-
many last few years, there's no
no ice.
way, no
What is this
ice.
competition? I heard. I think it's in. Is in close to Amsterdam? I don't know again.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's every. Well, I guess it's supposed to be every year, but it
Mm-hmm.
depends on the ice. It's like a 8 or 10 kilometer long, maybe even more.
No, no, much more. Elfstedentocht. So it's more
Or
up in the north of
okay.
the Netherlands. It's more than 100 kilometers.
Wow.
And yeah,
Yes.
that's classic. And that's once in a lifetime. So everybody would like to I
Wow.
mean, myself as well. I'm, I need to
So it's
check
100 kilometers on
how many
canal.
kilometers that
Well, close to
is.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it's very classic, and
And that
many
is
people dream of that.
that's
Yeah.
usually around Christmas, or is it more like
No, it
February, maybe
depends.
more a
It
bit more?
depends when the ice
I
is.
depend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it depends really
but
on
it's
the ice.
supposed to be every year, or is it kind of
Yeah, I mean, people dream of that.
yeah?
Yeah,
And you have
it's
to register somewhere,
yes,
or
yes.
they limit the participants.
They limit the participants. So I have, for example, friends who've done it once, but they which like years ago.
Yeah,
So it's like almost 200 kilometers.
200
Yes,
kilometers.
yes, yeah.
Jesus,
So
your
it's
glutes on your bum muscles must be on fire.
yeah. But you must imagine that the the chance of having this in a year is very small. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's just, the circumstances are just about right to make that happen. So everybody is just ready, whatever it takes. So it's not something you train for, because you
Hmm.
for sure 90% at this
You can't
at,
train for it. Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
because especially the last 10 or 15 years, I don't know how often it happened, but not often at all. So the chances of it taking place are so small that
Hmm.
it's not something you really train for, but you have to be ready when they say it's going to take place.
Yeah.
And then most of the people already have they already signed up, but they do that every year,
Hmm.
or they have like a membership of the, I don't know how this works, because I've never had the ambition to do so, but it's something once in a lifetime
Yeah.
for Dutch people, for people who are sporty.
Amazing.
Yeah,
There are a few events like this, kind of very quirky events around Christmas, right? Or
yeah,
Christmas, let's say winter. For example, you have in Zurich the New Year Marathon,
okay,
which basically starts at midnight.
okay,
So on obviously
yeah,
the 1st of
yes,
Jan or midnight on the 31st. So
mm-hmm.
you start your year
Yeah,
with a full marathon,
yes,
and
wow, okay,
you know
okay,
so that's something I also would like to do. I mean, it's a bit silly, but it's
that's interesting. It's like
yeah,
the
something
Rafa
completely different.
500. The
Yeah,
last few
yeah,
years
yeah.
there was there's clearly people are clearly looking for people like us, and the people who listen to this podcast, I guess, are clearly looking for challenges,
Hmm.
even at Christmas time.
Yeah.
So, and Rafa invented the Rafa
The
500,
festive 500 or
festive
something like that.
500.
Yeah.
So you're
I think you have to do
supposed,
500 kilometers between Christmas and New Year.
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've done it. I've never taken part. I mean,
yeah,
I think it's great. I mean, this is fantastic. These sort of events. But I mean, where we live, I find it very difficult. Now, I'm sure the hardcore cyclists will tell, no, it's not a problem. You know, you just,
yeah,
it's okay. You just suck it up
yeah,
and go for it. It's
yeah,
cold. It's raining. Ah, not for me.
yeah,
Yeah, if I was living in Florida, no
yeah.
problem at all.
No,
But yeah, no, I'd rather
yeah,
do a festive 500 of
eating.
yeah, exactly. Or just no, just yeah. For me, it's going to be a bit of a rest time. I decided that I will do no Zwifting between the 23rd and the 1st of Jan. So that's
Yes,
my commitment.
yeah,
No kind of just almost total break, just a skiing. But maybe I go for a couple of runs with my dog. You know, like it's a 5K loop I do. But nothing. I just want to rest fully because next season will be got a big goal with Ironman in Hamburg, and I just want to make that, you know, so get a good rest so I can basically
yes,
start fresh
yeah.
again. So another interesting thing would be, should we be afraid of losing fitness?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would say no. I've got very good experience from last year, basically, when I took almost a month off, and within a few weeks, I was back to my normal self, and I really and I had a great year. So for me, it really paid off to take that rest. What would
Mm-hmm.
you say?
I think it's the same.
Yeah,
Yeah, for me.
you also take that
Yes.
rest,
Oh,
and yeah,
yes. Yes. Of course, I'll do sports and I will go skiing. I'll do ski rando, maybe skating.
hmm
But I'm not focused on doing a lot because I think we need that rest. It depends a bit on when your next event is. But as
yeah,
soon as when it's not too close to January, February, I would say just take a rest.
yeah, exactly.
The other idea I also have with this Festive 500 is really nice, but you know, if as an example, the point is you have 5 days for that, I think,
Yeah,
which means that you have to ride an average of 100 kilometers per day,
yeah,
which will take a few hours.
yeah.
Which I would say during Christmas time, where you're supposed to maybe
Rest,
rest or spend time
time
with
with
family
family,
or
maybe
friends,
not such a
it's
good
not
idea.
such a good idea. But that's really judgmental from my side because
Yeah,
some people are more maybe alone or
yeah,
they're looking forward to that. The other thing is also if you do not need it because you have to train, because if you have an event and this fits in your training schedule, then it's great, of course. But if it's not really necessary and you're going to push yourself, for example, through rain or ice or maybe wet snow, then it's also can be dangerous. And the
yeah,
day is short, there is not much light. People are, I think, around Christmas also not very awake.
yeah.
So the ones that are driving, or maybe the ones are not used to drive. So it's all the elements together do not make it very favorable. But it can be. I mean, it can be completely wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I must admit, I'm always surprised when I go cross country skiing. I went last week, and you see people still going up the Marche Rue
Yeah,
by bike, and I
yeah,
mean, it's -5
yeah,
up there, so the road is slippery. It's icy.
yeah,
So when you're on,
yeah,
you know, small tires like this, it's just.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of outdoor cycling now, apart from, let's say, mountain biking.
Mm-hmm.
It would take really nice weather and and at least 5 degrees for me
Yes.
to go out. And the other morning I took my girls to school, and it was raining, miserable morning, and there was a guy just cycling, and he wasn't like commuting. You could tell he was doing a training session. It's just like, really.
Yeah.
But okay, like you said, you don't want to be judgmental, but sometimes you just have to double think twice about what
Yes.
you're about to do. Do
Yes.
you really need to do that session?
Yes. Yes.
And but again, some people really don't like the trainer, so they have to go outside. They want the fresh air. I can understand, but maybe they don't really fully explore the trainer
Mm-hmm.
possibilities, and I think that's a really it's a shame,
Yeah.
because I'm having a lot of fun on Zwift.
Yeah.
But there's other platforms as well, but I really like Zwift. And my little challenge was to complete all the courses on
Mm-hmm.
Zwift,
Yeah.
and I think I've got 2 or 3 to go. I've got the Mega Pretzel 107K. I've got London PRL full. That's 175K. A lot on
Wow.
Zwift.
Okay.
And there's another one which I'm missing. I think it's Three Sisters. It's also like 90 or 95K, something like that. So
Okay.
yeah, 3 courses to go, and then I'm done.
All right.
But
Wow.
okay, I need
Yeah.
to. I'm only level 24 or 28. 28. There's 50 levels, so I've got plenty of things but anyway, yeah. So for we got a bit sidetracked from our family traditions, or for like Dutch traditions, but for us in my family, so my father is from Bordeaux in France, so it's on the southwest, and we're a big fan of oysters, basically. So we love having oysters as food. We normally have that for Christmas, for New Year's Eve as well. So yeah, big fan of sort of seafood, which is a bit unusual, let's say, for Switzerland. to have that. But and we normally spend it at my parents. So just have a dinner with my parents, um, and we celebrate Christmas Eve. No, so on the 24th we have dinner. Then usually the morning Christmas Day, we just yeah go for like a little ski. I said last time we go for just some cross country skiing. If there's no snow, just maybe a little run or something, but just something very light. And then we have like lunch Christmas Day, but just like leftovers or nothing huge because
Yeah.
normally you eat a bit too much.
Yes.
But so that's really our little tradition. And normally we have Chinese fondue. So that's
Okay.
do you know what it is?
Yes.
Have you had
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for those who don't know, Chinese fondue is basically you have this big pot of like boiling water with lots of vegetables, and you just dip some meat or some chicken or something like that. Very thinly cut pieces of meat, and so it's actually quite healthy because you have lots of vegetables and some a little bit of meat. So yeah, that's our tradition. We've always done it. It's quite easy, and I think now it's officially the dish which is the commonly eaten in Switzerland for Christmas.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. I didn't know
yeah.
that. Okay.
So that is, although it's a Chinese fondue, they I don't even know if they do this kind of fondue in China, but for sure in Switzerland it's the most popular dish, Christmas
Mhm.
dish. So yeah, what about you?
Cool.
Any special
No. Last few
diet?
years, we made a lamb, slow
Mm,
cooked lamb. With we cook a lot of ottolenghi,
okay,
which is a very um, great, inspiring cook. He has a lot of books,
okay,
also a lot of vegetarian books. So, but this is a lamp, and we buy it and we slow cook it for 8 hours, and
wow,
it's really great. Yeah, it
yeah,
becomes a kind of yeah, it becomes very soft, and it's very good. So it's a
mm,
bit of a more Israeli plate.
okay,
Very good.
nice,
And then the day after, I don't know. We haven't planned yet, but I think
yeah,
a cheese fondue or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do that at home or you would go
Yeah, we
somewhere?
do. Yeah, we do go and eat that at home. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
For I don't know if you know or not, but in La Cure, there's an awesome
yeah.
restaurant called
Yes,
Chez Mamak. You
yes,
know this one?
yes,
It's awesome. So I really recommend people to go there.
yes,
They do this nice fondue with the three
yes.
different. You can do the trifon or whatever.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So we like going there as well sometimes. And yeah, so for me, Christmas food as well. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of biscuits, the Christmas biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a as you heard last week, I was a bit overweight as a kid, and that probably is because I had a bit too many biscuits. And but I love those Christmas biscuits. My mom used to do a lot of them, and yeah, me and my dad always used to just kind of go in the kitchen whenever we could and have a few biscuits. So I do like those. But and you have any Christmas treats that you like in particular, or that's
Ah,
a traditional thing maybe in Holland that you do?
it's more St. Nicholas, the
Hmm.
tradition.
Okay.
So we have pepernoten. They're small cookies that
Okay.
are, yeah, I cannot explain it. It's a very special taste. And if we're lucky, we still have them at Christmas if we didn't eat
Eat
them
them
all.
all. Yeah.
So, but other than that, no apple pie. We
Hmm.
actually eat everything. So
Yeah.
everything that we like. Christmas is also the moment where maybe my daughter can, choose what she wants to eat, and we create something together. I used to. My mother once created us a Christmas dinner, and everybody could choose what he wanted to eat. So
Yeah.
she made like a 5 course dinner with 5 different plates, which were totally not matching. But so my brother got pancakes, I got fries, and so it was really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know what for New Year's. In New Year's, you have any special?
New Year, we often spent playing
Uh,
games
mm-hmm.
and eating fondue again.
Yeah.
We love that. And
It's
we
the festive
do
500 fondues, basically.
exactly. And what we do a lot, and this is what I like very much, but that's I think became a tradition in the past 10 years. We always have friends over,
Mm-hmm.
every year different, sometimes but then we take at least 2 to 3 hours to do an evaluation of the year. So everybody
Ah.
takes time. to discuss the highlights and the lowlights. And that can be pretty intense because for some
Yeah.
people the year has been tough and difficult. So, and it's like really, it's like a nearly like a therapy session
Yeah.
amongst friends. Really, really cool. Yeah.
I heard some people doing as well like predictions.
Okay.
So, what are your predictions for 2021? In
Okay.
terms of who's going to be, I don't know. Obviously, you could have it last year. You could have said who's going to be the president of the
Oh
US, or
yeah. Yeah.
who's going to win the Olympics, who's going to do this, who's
Yes.
going to win the
Yes.
football, who's going to, and then, well, if you have like dinner with the friends the 1 year later, you
Yeah.
just look back at your predictions and see
Wow.
how what
Yes.
happened.
Yes.
I've never done that, but that's something that could be quite funny.
What
But
we also do, so we do the highlights and lowlights. And if we finish that, it really can take 2 hours. We drink beers and we
yeah,
eat. And then we take a piece of paper and each one of us writes down his intentions for the next year. And we have created a little bit of a structure, but everybody is free to do whatever he wants. But we have created a structure like a social pillar, a health pillar, a sports pillar, a work pillar, a family pillar. So all those pillars need to be filled with dreams, ambitions, objectives, and then we discuss that. And when we look at each other and how we can help each other, and so it's really cool. Yeah.
Sounds very much like a psychologist.
Actually, it was my husband who came
okay.
up with that
Wow.
years ago. Yeah, and then we put
Very
it on a
thoughtful.
fridge.
Yeah. No, it's a great
and he's
idea.
really very consistent
Yeah,
with
yeah.
it because it's really his one is in the middle of the fridge, and he really looks at it every like 3 or 4 months, and he really ticks it off.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a Dutch thing or whatever, because we spent one was it Christmas? I think New Year's Eve. Yeah, New Year's Eve. Like I think it was 2 years ago with our friends, our common friends, and I think she was asking us similar questions like highlights, lowlights, and
Yeah.
whatever. Maybe it's a I don't know. Is
Maybe. I
a
don't know.
psychologist
Yeah.
thing? I don't
I
know
don't
to
know.
know what's going on.
No.
But yeah, it's interesting. It's true when you do like a review, and especially when you're on the spot.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you guys know that you're gonna have to say something,
Yeah, no, and
but you
of
prepare a
course
little
the
bit.
friends we have over are like best
Yeah.
friends, so they really do belong to our inner circle. So it's not like friends we've just known or like
No, but it's a good idea. It's a good idea because we talked about this before, but reviewing what has happened in your
yes,
year
yes,
does help you,
yeah, yes,
grow stronger, and then
yes,
realize maybe some mistakes or some opportunities
yes,
to do better, or
exactly, yeah,
to change, or
yes, exactly,
yeah,
yeah,
keep track of
yes,
things, rather than like you said once, just push it under the
yeah,
carpet
exactly,
and
yeah,
just, oh
yeah,
no, that wasn't a problem. Well, actually,
yes,
yeah, low
yeah,
light, highlight, yeah. But
exactly,
yeah, no, good idea. New Year's we don't have, well, same. We normally try to spend with some friends. Like I said, for me it's oysters, bit of champagne popping up, but I'm not a big champagne fan.
I am.
So yeah, no, I'm not.
I love it.
I just no, I'm more of a beer and wine type of guy. But I have a glass of champagne, but no, that's not really not my favorite thing. And on the first, I don't think we do much. Honestly, there's not a huge amount. What I liked when I lived in the UK, what I really liked, not great for the professional footballers, but they have the Boxing Day, and sometimes as well, I think on the 1st of Jan, you have the match.
Yeah,
And that is pretty cool to watch
yeah,
because everybody, you can go to the pub. Well, I guess
yeah,
these days not really, but you have Boxing Day football
yes,
and
yes,
all this stuff. And in Switzerland, we have the Spengler Cup, for ice hockey. So there are, and some skiing. So there's a few sporting events which you can watch,
yes,
and it's, like I said, not nice for the sports guys because they have to perform, but it's nice for us to be able to be
yeah,
on the couch and
yes,
just watch the other guys
yes,
do it.
yes,
There's something quite nice about that,
yeah,
and that's probably a good way to rest as well.
yes,
Just to watch a bit of TV
yeah,
and
yes. I
and
agree. Yeah,
yeah. No, I normally never watched ice hockey on TV, but that's the Spengler Cup does have
mm-hmm,
something.
mm-hmm.
Um, and my favorite team, Geneva, won it a few years ago, so that was great.
Ah,
But no, and well, so that's a good way to talk about sports actually. So and about highlights, because we talked about highlights and lowlights. What would you say were your sporting highlights of 2020? So let's say we start with your personal, your own sporting
Yes.
achievement for 2020?
So I mean, there, the,
Apart from winning the Jurosports Zwift
oh
competition, in
yeah.
so that's obviously the
Yeah,
highlight. But your
yeah,
next highlight,
yeah.
sorry.
No, but I don't think there was a lot because, frankly, there were no races. Um, but actually, I'm happy to that tend to forget about it. But I broke my leg the year before, or I was still recovering
Hmm.
from that and having quite a few operations. And this year, actually, I started to run again, and there was no pain. I didn't have any injury. So I think that's a huge highlight because before my broken leg, I suffered from a fascite plantaire,
Yeah.
which is also very tricky. So I was already, negotiating with myself, trying to limit the amount of running and replacing that with cycling. But I was
Yeah.
really very sad, actually. I couldn't run
Right.
anymore. And then I broke my leg
No,
at
even
the
worse. Yeah.
point where I was at my fittest, I guess, at that time
That was
in
that was
2018.
skiing or what?
Skiing, ski
Skiing.
rando.
Ski
Yeah,
de
yeah,
rando.
yeah, yeah. So, but that took me more than 1.5 years because at my age, it takes at least
Yeah.
15 months before the bone has healed again. There was a huge pin in it that they had to take out. They had
So it's
repair my
properly broken.
tendon. Yeah, so it was
I've
really
got I've just started to coach a guy actually who broke his leg
okay.
last winter,
Ah,
and
okay.
he's also on the road to
Yeah.
recovery. So
Yes.
it's great to hear that you're now,
Yeah.
you know,
Perfect.
in
Yeah.
good health and you're
Yes.
running again
Yes.
and cycling. I mean, you're in
Exactly.
really good
Yeah.
shape,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. Yeah. No,
So
I'm okay, and I'm very happy with having being able to run again.
mm,
I changed my shoes. I did a lot of yoga.
yeah,
This must obviously
it takes a
help.
lot of time. You've got to
Yeah.
be patient
Yeah. I'm very
because otherwise,
patient.
I guess you can just break that leg again super easily,
Yeah. Yeah.
or just have
Yes.
develop like an asymmetry,
Yes.
or
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
can
Yeah. Yeah.
trigger all sorts of
Yeah, yeah,
problems.
yeah. No, definitely. And but the body will tell you because in the
Yeah,
beginning, especially I think still the beginning of last year, this year when we could ski, my body was
yeah,
still screaming to take care, to be careful, and
yeah. You've got to
very
be careful
traumatic
skiing. Yeah. Mm.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that's breaking a leg. It's like touch wood, I've never broken anything. I had I had a couple of surgeries, but nothing
Mm-hmm.
major. But yeah, if you break your arm, break your leg, it's like it's like you said, it's a proper year
Yes.
of
Yes.
not
Yeah, yeah, yes.
recovery. Yeah,
Especially at a certain age. I'm 47, and then things don't go as fast.
yeah. No,
Especially
but
when the
yeah,
when the fracture is complicated.
yeah.
Then it's
No, but I remember when you told me when I invited you to join the Zwift competition, and like, yeah, I just have to take it easy, because I know myself, I'm quite competitive when I get onto it, and I was like, but I will join just for fun, and I'm not gonna do too hard. And you were just killing it.
yeah. I couldn't
So
help
yeah,
myself.
no, and I
It's
was
so
like, okay,
dangerous.
she's very fit. So already in April, you were
Yeah.
already in very good shape.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yeah.
that was
No. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's good.
It's good. Yeah. So that's
It's
the highlight,
that's the
definitely.
highlight, is to
Yes.
be
Yeah.
basically get fitter, be
Fit.
fit.
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, for me, my highlight for sure has to be the we talked about it on the podcast. It's the such event, the Swiss Ultra Cycling Challenge. Just an amazing 4 days. What a great event. Small event. Like you said, you're saying there's no races, there's no. I didn't take it as a race, and I didn't really race this year, but it was more like a challenge, like an event, and that was just amazing. I mean, I love, I could see the whole country, the 26 cantons,
Yes.
some of the yeah, okay. So I suggest you guys listen back to our first conversation. So that's episode 1 if you want to know all about the such challenge. But yeah, for me that was just my personal highlight. My first dip into ultra cycling, really long events. 10-hour plus days. But just and just enjoying it. So that was really really cool. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to doing it again next year. It's going to be in September. They haven't announced what the challenge will be. I guess they will probably do that in Jan. Mark, if you're listening, please tell us what it is. I want to know. But yeah, so um, no, that definitely the highlight of this one. I mean, I did the other one. I did an Everest,
Mhm.
so that was big as well. But I knew I could complete it. I knew I could do it. The Everest. I knew it was going to be a long day, but I knew that the weather's going to be nice. That so I controlled more things
Yeah.
on my Everesting
Yeah.
because I had the car at the bottom of the mountain, and I could just eat whenever I mean, I have all the stuff in my car. The
Yeah.
second bike, I had, the
Controlled
yeah,
environment.
like
Yeah.
if something went wrong, I wasn't
Yeah.
far away
Yes.
from assistance or extra food, something. But the such was just like your complete autonomy almost,
Yes.
so even if you have a mechanical, they were saying you have to go somewhere, but then you have to go back to the point of where you stopped, so so there's
A lot of
on
unknown.
yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of uncertainty, and
Yeah.
that's the thing that was not stressing me, but I was
Wow.
worried the most. So obviously I was lucky, everything went really well. But there's one guy, he's like derailleur didn't work, so he was just on the big ring the whole time. He had to do some call like on the big ring. It's like, oh
Oh.
yeah. So anyway, no, it's such 2020. That was my highlight. Um, and what about the highlight in terms of the sporting, let's say the professional? It could be amateur, but the other sporting highlight of 2020.
For me, a big highlight was the Youth Olympic Games,
Yeah,
Lausanne. Yeah,
yeah, which happened
yes.
nearby. Yeah,
Such a great event, so well organized, so much energy, and so many young, talented athletes. It's
yeah,
just for me and of course, I also have had a few of my clients
participating. Yeah,
participating. So I really, it was for me so great to watch it and to see their effort, their enthusiasm, their yeah, there's still so much to learn, but they're already at such a high level. I
until what
could
age were they able to compete?
uh,
21 or
yeah, I think
23, maybe
yeah,
even
21 or
21
yeah,
youth.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's quite a new event, no? Or the Youth Olympic
No,
Games. How old is it?
I don't know how many years this,
Hmm.
but no, it's not. It's not.
And you went to watch a few events?
No, 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 no,
No,
no.
I no, me neither. I mean, we wanted to go, but then there was I remember going cross country skiing
Mm-hmm,
one day, and the guys, I think it was a team, I think it was from South Korea. They were training,
mm-hmm.
and oh my god, like they were just like, so fast, these
Yeah,
guys. I,
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not a great cross
Yes,
country skier, but my gosh,
yeah.
when they were going
It's
on,
incredible, isn't
oh,
it? Yeah,
unbelievable,
yeah.
the speed,
No,
and
it's just
and
fantastic.
yeah, good. No, no, that was really, it's really cool to have something pretty close
Yeah.
as well. And yeah, so yeah, it's good
It's
fun.
2010 was the first winter event
Oh,
for
okay.
yeah in
Yeah.
Innsbruck, Austria.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
Yeah, so
10
fairly
years, but
recent.
it's fairly recent. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. It's fantastic. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
incredible.
it's good that they do something for the youngsters as well,
Yes.
like a different event.
Yeah.
I guess some of them could have gone, have gone to the
Maybe.
big Olympics,
Maybe. Maybe.
but it's cool to have like
The
this sort of
age
stepping
limitation is
stone.
18.
18.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
So it's
yeah. Okay,
really
that's pretty
young.
young, huh?
Very
Super
young.
young.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very
Yes.
young.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
But for me, that was the highlight because I'm not a big fan of watching sports.
hmm.
I do not watch sports actually at all,
Okay,
except if I'm with my client and I'm immerse myself
in their world,
in
yeah.
that world. But this was an exception, and I really enjoyed it.
Hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
No, cool. For me, the biggest highlight was the Tour de France. I mean, that was of course, with all the delay and the is it going to happen, is it not going to happen, you also during the tour you didn't know if it was going to be cancelled because of there were some teams that were even saying that well, whoever's in yellow after 9 days, because you had, I think, 9 days and then a test,
Hmm.
And if you had some too many, they would just finish it. So
Yes.
some teams were saying, well, you got to have the yellow jersey on day 9 because
Yes.
you might be the winner,
Yeah.
you know. So all this drama and the stuff, and for me, the whole, not necessarily the whole tour, but that final day, not the final day, the day before. The final day is always in Paris on the sprint
Hmm.
stage, but the Saturday, so we were actually in Wengen, and I was watching this on TV because it was a time trial, and it finished on a little uphill. So I think it was the Planche des Belles Filles. It's quite a cool climb, and there was the drama between, are they going to use a road bike or stay on the time trial bike? So it was flat and then up. So they were using the time trial bike, and then some guys, the specialists, would keep the time trial bike and then go up with that. But it's not very. I don't know if you've ridden a time
Yeah,
trial
yeah,
bike,
no,
but
no.
it's like it's super.
It's rigid.
It's not great to
No,
go
no,
up, you know.
no.
And but then you could change where you will lose obviously time
Yeah.
changing the bike, but then you would gain time by being
Yeah.
faster up the
Yes.
hill. So and all this drama, and it was between two guys from Slovenia. So you had the leader at the time who had the yellow jersey, that was Primoz Roglic,
Hmm.
who honestly I thought he would win, but and the a young guy, I think 21, Tadej Pogacar,
Hmm.
who then won the race that day. So he absolutely, you know, killed the whole, you know, tour that day. It was just amazing. What his performance was, just something it was one of the best sporting moments I've ever watched on TV. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. You know, young guy, 21 for cycling. This is really young.
Yeah, it's very young. Yeah.
Yeah. And a funny thing about the other guy, Primoz Roglic, I don't know if you knew, but he was before a ski jumper. So it's just great that what we talked about a few episodes ago about these guys, you know, that it's not because you haven't cycled your whole life that you can't, you know,
Yeah.
win a tour or
Yeah.
win something. And okay, he didn't win the tour, but he won. I think he won the Tour of Spain, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so you know, you can change career. It's incredible to go from ski jumping professionally to then cycling, and then there's a few guys who go from rowing to
Yeah.
cycling, or
Incredible.
cycling to
Yeah.
rowing, or
Yeah.
things like that. I just find it absolutely incredible. But yeah, and the thing is, Pogacar was in a team which was not really any of the favorites.
Hmm.
And oh, it's just so if you guys listening and want to watch this, I'm sure you can watch it on YouTube somewhere. But that final stage is really worth watching. That drama, you know, when you see that the virtual ranking, oh, he's only 10 seconds, 10 seconds, and the other one drops, and you just feel so bad for the guy who's obviously, you feel good for the guy winning, but then the guy who's just leading, you can see the second dropping and dropping and dropping. And it's just, I felt really bad for, on the one hand, but then just unbelievable performance from
Yes.
the other guys.
Yes.
So that was, for me, that was really, very inspirational, you know, because the guy had a proper plan. You know, he had gone that year, I think he said he had gone there 7 times, that specific stage, or he had ridden that hill 11 times or something like that. He knew exactly that he had a proper plan, and his plan was to win on that day. You know, that was not done that day, the plan. It was done months before.
Yeah. Wow.
And they had done the changes of the bike. They had, you know, they really had done their homework, and he knew that basically if he had a few seconds behind, and he could win it. And that's, again, we go back to this preparation thing, and
Yes.
that just, for me, that was brilliant to see
Yeah.
that it's just perfect execution of a plan, basically. But yeah. And yeah, so that was it. And so 2021, we go to our, not predictions, or our, let's say, what are you looking forward to in 2021?
Hola.
Out of the, on the
Well,
spot, that was not
I
on the show
hope, yeah,
notes.
no, no, I hope that we are getting rid of this corona situation,
Yeah.
and that the races and the competitions and the tournaments that originally are planned, have been planned, that they are going
Ahead. Yeah.
ahead. Because I have myself, but that's not the worst part. I think I have many clients who are, it's like we talked about suffering and how you have a box with matches. And I think they don't have any matches left. So they do not have the energy, the motivation to keep on training or going without having any idea when the next competition is.
So that's your like your matches, your mental energy
Your
match.
mental
Yeah,
energy, your
yeah,
ability to, continue and to adapt. And so, of course, there are a few that are just allowed to do their matches. They still play
yeah,
because they're in the higher leagues. But everybody who's not allowed to play, they are just waiting for
yeah,
to have again clear objectives.
and income as well
Yeah, okay,
for
but
some.
here in Switzerland is not. I mean, if you're like 16 and still going to school, but you're having like great ambitions in the
Yeah,
sport,
okay, yeah.
then
No, but I mean the some athletes who participate in sports which are not allowed to take part,
yes, yeah, I
their
mean, yeah,
income's
yeah,
gone. You know, if you
no,
don't have
it's
enough
exactly,
sponsors
of
and
course, yeah, no, everything collapse.
yeah,
So I really, really do hope that is going to get better very, very soon. And then I mean the other thing, I'm actually involved in a very interesting project which I have told you about.
yeah,
We have created a platform, Psycho et Sport du concierge. We can share
yeah,
the
brilliant.
link after the podcast, where we together with two colleagues are going to try to demystify sport psychology,
Yeah,
because we want the world, or at least Switzerland, or at least Swiss Romande, to have a better understanding of what sport psychology and mental preparation is and how people can benefit from it. And it's really for all athletes of all ages and all
abilities.
levels,
Yeah,
including their whole entourage, their parents, their coaches, their trainers. And we're really trying to make sports psychology accessible. And so it's a great project, and many people do think it's a great idea. So I think the basics are there, but now we have to work very hard to make it happen. We're also going to start a hotline as from
oh
beginning
wow,
of January, yeah, where people can call us at certain hours per day to ask questions about what sports psychology is, or if they have a specific problem,
yeah,
we can help them to. It's not a therapy session, it's not a coaching session.
like to direct people
We
maybe
can
to yeah,
direct people. So we take
mm,
15 minutes to listen, to understand better what they want and what they need. And then we will direct them to competent
mm-hmm.
um, professionals who might be able to help them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
it's a fantastic
Yeah,
project. We get a lot of support,
yeah,
also from the media. So I think we have a gold in our hands to make our mission, to realize our mission. Our mission is to demystify sports psychology and to make it accessible
yeah.
for
Raise awareness, kind of
raise
the of
awareness
yeah,
for a lot of also psychological problems among athletes, but also lighter topics as mental preparation,
mm,
what it is, what it, how it can help you. So it's
yeah,
really
yeah.
super.
I mean, yeah. I really encourage people to go and have a look on your platform. It's really well done, and you know, great job at that. And for me, the thing is that sports psychology is not a, you know, okay, some people have, let's say, quote unquote, a problem, but you know, it's not always about having a problem. You
No.
know, it's about, if you really want to perform and raise your performance, you know, you got to look at all the aspects
Yes.
of your performance,
Yes.
and fitness is one, you know, nutrition is another, your equipment, and then, you know, your mental strength, you know,
Yes.
and your psychology
Yes.
is super
Your
important. And
well-being.
yeah, exactly. So it's definitely something that, you know, people tend to think, okay, I'm doing this and this, how can I progress next? Okay, a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
say train more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe you should maybe start by sleeping more. Maybe you should
Yes.
start then by maybe eating a bit better. If
Yes.
you do all these things
Yes.
by keeping the same training,
Mm-hmm.
you might see already an improvement.
Yes, definitely.
And then of course, sports psychology is something that you can again tap into, and I would really recommend people to seek advice, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
just not seek help, but just, you know, the like we have done in our sessions, you know, you give me some techniques to do, to train, And we all have weaknesses or things to train for our sports.
Yes.
And it's not because there's a problem, but maybe it's just because you want to improve and
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, raise your
Yes.
game.
Yes.
And for me, that was really an important part,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially for the long events. But then it could be very much for short events with
Yes.
concentration levels.
Yes.
And I remember as a kid playing golf.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sports psychology in golf is so important because you know there are things that, like, if you have a putt which is like, I don't know, you're half a meter long,
Mm-hmm.
the pros will, every 99 times out of 100, or if not 999 times out of 1,000, they will make it.
Yeah.
But then put that same putt
Mm-hmm.
to win a major,
Mm. That's different.
it's not the
Yes.
same thing.
No.
You might miss it.
Yes.
And so it's just that's where it comes super handy. And too many times people think, oh, I've got a, I can do it, it's fine, I don't need to practice that. It's not, I need to do more putting. It's not, you might be already very good at it. It's just you have to look at
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
concentration level, your
Yes.
routine and things like that. So it's yeah, so definitely something
Yeah.
I would really encourage.
Yeah. There are so many examples.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, hopefully with this podcast we will get new topics, all the time, and share some stories, and that will inspire. That's kind of the goal of
Yes.
the show
Yes.
as well. So we are trying to raise awareness for well, and help people with the mental game to be
Yes.
in the
Exactly.
zone. Yeah. So and for me, 2021, what am I looking forward to? Well, yeah, like you, I guess, a normality will be great. Anything with normal racing, normal, just normal life, really, normal things, normal, a bit more traveling. I miss, like, there's a lot of people, friends, family that we haven't seen, so it's all that. In terms of sports, the probably Olympic Games, I really look forward to in Tokyo. I hope they happen. Um, and just watching the more triathlon. Triathlon's going through a funny phase at the moment. They've launched a PTO, which is the Professional Triathlon Organization, and they're trying to make it like a bit like golf or tennis. Where the PGA or the ATP, there's the players which own the thing, and triathlon is trying to do the same thing. The problem with triathlon is that it's just super boring sport to watch. So they have a bit of a job in the hand, but there's some really cool events like Super League. I don't know if you've heard about it.
No.
It's a small, they do really small races, like super fast races, and they mix up the different. So instead of doing swim, bike, run, you can do run, bike, swim, or bike, swim, run. And then if you're lapped, you're out. If you're more than 20 seconds behind, you're out.
Oh,
And
wow.
then
Oh,
or
fantastic.
sometimes they do like a swim,
Okay.
a super
Okay.
small distances, like swim, bike, run,
Mm-hmm.
pause for 2 minutes, swim, bike, run again.
Okay.
And every last, if you're last in the swim, you're out.
Yeah.
And if you're last in the bike, you're
Yeah.
out. And then they eliminate swim, bike,
Okay.
run, and then 3 times in a row. It's fascinating. Super League. So I really recommend. This is so cool to watch.
Okay.
And I hope they bring that sort of format to the Olympics, because that's like a TV package that they can really
Yeah.
sell.
Yeah.
And because otherwise, who wants to watch an Ironman for 8 hours on TV? Nobody.
No.
So yeah, but no, so that's my probably the Olympic Games, I would say. And I've got personally my big competition, Ironman in Hamburg, so that's going to be cool. And yourself, you have any events that you would
Not
like to
yet.
do?
No.
Not yet.
No. I'm waiting for the corona to be over, and I'm definitely going to
Yeah.
subscribe to maybe an Ironman and
Ah.
triathlon. No, that's for another year.
Yeah.
And a trail run.
Trail run. Yeah. Yeah.
Not an Ironman.
Yeah, not yet. Not
A
yet.
semi-Ironman.
Not yet. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then like well, for sure a triathlon you can do one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's neat.
for sure. But okay. All right. I think that's going to be us for today. We've rambled on enough. Yeah, completely different format of that we've done before, but we just wanted to have just a little chat, a little conversation. You guys we know each other a lot better now. Again, if you have any questions that you have for us, please send us an email, make a comment on Facebook or on Instagram, wherever you see this posted, and we'll try to get back. If you have specific topics that you'd like us to talk about, we can
Yes.
yeah, we can
With
just
pleasure.
develop new ones. We've got plenty up our sleeves. We also have a few interviews that are going to come out. We haven't recorded them yet, but some really cool ones with some really, really nice challenges, epic challenges. Um, and that's it. So I wish everybody a very nice Christmas, a very nice, happy new year, lots of success and
Yes.
health for 2021. And yeah, see you next
See you
time.
next time.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye
Take
bye.
care.
Bye.